Japan is a land of contrasts. Ancient traditions blend with futuristic cities. Politeness sits beside extreme subcultures, and everyday life is filled with mysteries outsiders can barely understand. But along with real customs and behaviors, Japan is also surrounded by myths, strange urban legends about how people live, eat, or even interact in public. Tonight, we're diving into 10 bizarre stories about Japanese behavior. Some are based on real cultural practices. Others, total exaggerations or myths that spread online. But here as the twist. I want to tell you which ones are true until the very end. Your job is to guess truth or legend. Let's begin. 1. Vending machine used panties. The claim is shocking. In Japan, there are vending machines on the streets where you can buy used underwear. Stories describe these machines hidden in alleys, selling neatly packaged panties supposedly worn by schoolgirls. Tourists share photos, tabloids run headlines, and the internet laughs at the absurdity. But is this a real part of Japanese street culture, or just an urban myth fueled by stereotypes? 2. The silent train rule. It's said that in Japan, everyone on trains rides in absolute silence. Talking loudly is frowned upon, answering your phone is basically forbidden, and commuters sit like statues, staring at their screens or napping. The story paints Japanese trains as almost eerily quiet compared to the chaos of subways in New York or London. But is the silence enforced by law, by culture, or is it just exaggerated for effect? 3. The black-tooth bride tradition. According to rumor, Japanese women once painted their teeth black as part of a beauty ritual. The story claims that brides, nobles, and even geishas use this practice, called ohaguro, to make themselves more attractive. To outsiders, it sounds grotesque, but is it an ancient truth or just a creepy myth invented to make Japanese history sound stranger than it really was? 4. Cuddle cafés. Renting intimacy. You've probably heard the rumor. In Tokyo, you can pay to visit a cuddle cafe where customers lie down with a stranger and pay by the minute for snuggling, head pats, or simply holding hands. No kissing, no sex, just cuddling. The idea is both wholesome and unsettling. A society so lonely that even basic human touch becomes a business model. But is this an actual Japanese phenomenon, or just a Western exaggeration of quirky nightlife culture? 5. The suicide forest. At the base of Mount Fuji lies Aokigahara, known worldwide as the suicide forest. The legend says the forest is filled with ghosts, cursed by spirits, and so thick that compasses stop working. Visitors report abandoned tents, personal belongings, and eerie silence. Guides warn tourists to stick to the trails because once you wander in, you may never come back. But how much of this is reality? And how much has been sensationalized by movies, YouTube, and the media? 6. Slurping noodles. Well, good manners. Foreign visitors often tell the same story. When eating ramen in Japan, you're expected to slurp loudly. What sounds rude elsewhere is supposedly considered a compliment to the chef. The louder the slurp, the greater the respect. But is this really a national expectation, or just a stereotype repeated endlessly in travel blogs? 7. Japanese work until they drop. Karoshi. Japan is known for its strict work culture. The word karoshi literally means death by overwork. The story goes that employees work such extreme hours that they collapse at their desks or even die on the job. Some say it's exaggerated, a myth created by foreigners. Others insist it's an ongoing social crisis hidden behind the country's polite image. So, is karoshi just a scary story or a grim reality? 8. Capsule hotels for the exhausted. Another legend claims that Japan invented capsule hotels for overworked businessmen who missed the last train. These hotels feature tiny sleeping pods stacked like honeycombs, with just enough room to crawl in and lie down. Tourists see them as quirky, futuristic, and bizarrely Japanese. But were capsule hotels really created to deal with overwork? Or is that just a modern myth attached to a unique hotel style? 9. No trash cans. Anywhere visitors often report the same strange thing. In Japan, there are almost no public trash cans on the streets. People carry their garbage with them for hours, sometimes even all day, before finding a place to throw it away. The rumor says this is because of extreme cleanliness, strict social rules, or even national security concerns. But is it true that one of the cleanest countries in the world has nowhere to throw away your trash? 10. Polite apologies to machines. Finally, one of the strangest stories. Japanese people are so polite, they even apologize to robots, vending machines, and inanimate objects. The legend says that if someone bumps into a Roomba vacuum or walks into a door, they bow and mutter, "Sorry." It sounds absurd, almost cartoonish. But could this actually reflect something real about Japanese manners? The big reveal: truth or legend. Now it's time to separate fact from fiction. Vending machine used panties. Partly true. A few existed in the 1990s, but they were banned. Today it's mostly an urban legend. The silent train rule? True. Loud phone calls are strongly discouraged. Trains are surprisingly quiet, though not silent. Blacktooth bride tradition? True. Ohaguro was a real beauty practice, common until the 19th century. Cuddle cafés? True. They exist in Tokyo, offering non-sexual companionship services. Suicide forest? True, but exaggerated. Aokigahara is linked to suicides, but many ghostly claims are myths amplified by media. Slurping noodles? True. Slurping is seen as acceptable and can show enjoyment, though it's not required everywhere. Karoshi, death by overwork? Tragically true. Japan has documented cases, and it remains a serious issue. Capsule hotels? True. They were designed in the late 1970s as affordable lodging for salarymen. No trash cans anywhere. True. After a 1995 sarin gas attack, most public bins were removed. People carry their trash home. Polite apologies to machines. Partly true. Not universal, but many Japanese people instinctively apologize when bumping into objects. Japan's culture is full of fascinating truths and outrageous myths. Some legends, like panty vending machines, turned out to be exaggerated. Others, like overwork deaths and the blacktooth tradition, were disturbingly real. The mix of fact and fiction says a lot about how Japan is seen from the outside, as a place that is endlessly mysterious, sometimes misunderstood, and always surprising. If you enjoyed uncovering these stories, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into mysteries, strange history, and cultural oddities. And check out my YouTube shorts for quick, shocking stories from Japan and beyond. Thanks for watching! And remember, in Japan, even slurping your noodles can make you part of the legend.